Hi, this is Ron Janish. I want to welcome you to the Sandbar seminar. We don't have a bunch of written material, and you'll soon realize why. It really isn't necessary. But, just in case, down the road, if you need a refresher as to what the specs are that I'm using, give me a buzz. We'll take care of it. Okay? Or send me an email and I'll put a video together or something like that. So just kind of sit back, relax, and watch the video without taking notes. Then watch the video again, take some notes. Okay? Okay. Basically, we're looking at a sandbar. What we're doing is we're using one of two lines. We're either using the median line or we're using the EML, which is the early median line, which means that you take a major pivot and the last two and boom. Okay? So regular ML might be drawn from here or even here or something. Okay. When using the sandbar technique, you can use either one, because what's really important is that some other criteria is met. And typically what I look for is, I'll show you, really kind of neat. And sandbars are kind of nice because sandbar technique results in a pretty violent move the other way. In a lot of cases that's significant. Okay, so what you get is you draw this ML and prices go up to it. See, prices have gone past the ML. Whoop-de-doo, they do it a lot, right? Well, look, notice that the high bar here, notice the bar here made the ML, and then you had a reversal, boom, below. Okay, so let's put a 1 above that. Okay, so what you have is prices come up again, boom, and do a 2. Now personally, I like to wait for 3, and I like the last one to typically be the extreme, the highest high of all times, or lowest low, whatever the case may be. And so they go up here, 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and then I need a lower low, which I get. And then I want to see a bar close below this line. Now, so all I'm really looking for is 1, 2, 3 is a resistance, this line here, which I call the sandbar. Okay, looks like a median line. It is a median line. That's good news. It can be this median line here, or it can be this parallel here, or it can be this median line here. Any one of those three. But you must get at least 3. Sometimes you'll get 4 or 5, but you should get 3. Okay. Now some people will say, well, gee whiz, Ron, if we have a confirmed thing on intraday, take 2. Maybe, but we'll discuss that later. But generally on these here, you're looking for 3. Okay, so let's start by looking for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now one of the things that you'll note is that the high here was on the 26th and the low was on the 3rd. And you notice that these are 2 different weeks. Okay, so the high and low is not the same time period. Right? So if you're looking on daily, for example, this might be 1 day, this might be a 2nd day, if you're doing hourly bars, for example. And so this high here is going to be a different week. This is 1 week, different week, different week. Okay. So let's move on. There we had a sandbar signal. Well, that's nice. Okay, and here we had another sandbar signal. And we can see went up, it made the low, and the high here was on the 15th, low was on the 20th, which was a different week. 1, 2, boom, 3, and boom. And once we had it close here, we had it confirmed. This one here, a little bit different. Okay, high here, 413, low, 418, different week. 1, boom, hit the line. Now this could have just gone up here sideways for a while and then just done the kick nice and long here, but it didn't. Boom, 2 hit the line, reversed, made a lower low, and went below the line. 3, boom, hit the line, made a higher high, love it. Boom, reversed, went below the line. Then it went below this line here. We had to close below this line here. Now I even kind of, said intraday, gee, we have a sandbar signal here, and that's okay. But maybe I call a little earlier, and after you get comfortable with this stuff, you'll be able to call it earlier too. Okay. But just by the cookie cutter criteria, which is something we'd like to use in sandbars, because they're very simple. They're you don't draw a ton of lines. You don't, this is really, really simple, straightforward, and specific. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So that's all it is. Now, then, of course, so what do you do next? You use your other techniques, the other course methods, the VRMM, whatever else you're using, in order to determine the next point or approximately how far the move will go. Okay? Okay. So let's see how this works somewhere else, perhaps in intraday charts. Okay. Yep. Okay. Intraday chart, same kind of thing, but here I'm looking at 60-minute chart. Now notice I've got 1, 2, 3, oh, it even goes 4. But look at this, I get no close. At the end of the day, prices didn't close below the line. Oh, forgot to tell you the other criteria. This can be day 1, and down here has to be day 2, the close below. Now, this is for intraday charts, for the 60-minute charts. For daily charts, I don't have that kind of criteria necessarily, but I am looking for a for a 2-day thing. Is not appropriate for a daily chart. Probably be more like, it has to happen within 2 weeks, so that this high here would be week 1, and the close below here would be during week 2. But obviously, in very many cases, it just does it all the same week, like within a couple of days. Okay, so but intraday, I definitely have this criteria, and I see that prices, went up to here, and they came down, and they never did close here, down here, below the line, and which would have, let's say, closed on day number. If this was day number 1, day number 2, didn't do that, and so that usually means that you'll have a nice continuation. Now they eventually went below there, yeah, so what? Yeah, on intraday charts they have a 2-day for a confirmation rule. So this is day 1 and this is day 2. Okay, so these are 60-minute charts. Let's take a look at a few more. See, well, when did I make this chart? Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, back about a year, almost a year ago. Okay, here's a nice example. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now, and why don't I use this one here as an example? Well, because if you look at the low bar didn't really touch the red median line, right? So it has to be this one here, this one here, this one here. This one touched the red median line, next bar higher. Touched the red median line, made an equal low, next bar higher. Or, yeah, touched the red median line, which was the final in this case, and then higher. Okay. Here you can see, touch the red median line, down, touch the red median line, down. I personally like to wait for 3, unless I have something else up in here telling me that this guy's gonna tank. Okay, so here was Osama bin Laden day, boom, and same day in the morning it opened up here, Boom, by the afternoon it was down there. Same day, close reversed. Okay. Take some more pictures. Here we are looking at 2008. Fun year. Okay. So you have a 1, 2, and on the 2, prices go, hit the line, boom, higher high. 3, prices, notice that part of the red bar is on the line, higher high. Boom for a 4. Notice part of the red bar is on the line. Okay, and then within the 2-day rule, prices closed above here. And there we go. Okay, so on these 3 bars, actually these 4, this bar here, this bar here, this bar here, this bar here, they should all be on different days. Okay. Another example. Looks like the same one. Darn. Must have done it twice. Pressing the wrong button these days. Here we go. Different example. Back in '09. Comes down, hits the bar, pops up. So what? Comes down, hits the bar, tries to go up again, doesn't do it. Hits the bar, but it doesn't make a higher high. Look at this. Just kind of boom. Okay. Down here, boom, number 3, close above. Close above is your confirmation. Away you go. Now, went from 800 to 870. That's 8% or so. Not bad. No, not bad at all. Okay. Now, what you'll find as you're looking at these things, oh, gee, it hits here and goes up there. But that's not your textbook case, right? So if you're going to use just 2, you really have to have something else up here that tells you this is a very important turning area. Let's take a look. Goes 1, notice it's on the red line, goes above. 2, goes up, but yeah, makes a higher high in the previous one. Boom, on the second bar there. Okay. 3, boom, 4. Even if you don't count this one here, you'd still have 1, 2, 3, and then within 24 hours, there we go. Was this the bottom? I believe it was. Okay. Here we go. This one, this is a 1. Boom. This is nothing. Here's a 2. Here's a 3. Here's a 4. Here's a 5. Here's a 6. Notice, no confirmation. Here's a 7. Boom, confirmation. There we go. Actually, if you, yeah, okay. Is this the same one? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing them twice. Okay. What was this? Was this 15-minute chart? Okay, I don't know why I have this in here. Probably as an example of something else. Okay, nice example. 1, 2, and no. Okay, just did not make it down to the red line. Did not take it. That's the way it goes. But that's why some people, if they get the reversal within 24 hours, or if it's very, very close, they'll take it anyway. And as long as they get that confirmation beyond here. because the move between here and here is a good number. Okay, so here we got here, here. Didn't quite make it. But if you have your confirmation down here, then it's up to you. It's not a textbook signal. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your confirmation. You get the close above here within 2 days on the 60-minute chart. And now this was back in August 2010. And then, I mean, you had one of these horrendous sideways swings, but you never spent a lot of time underneath that low 4. I don't know if you even spent a tick under that low 4. And if you look on your chart, on your daily chart, you'd see there was an EP in here and just several other things that indicate a turn was probable. Okay. Yeah, you see, the problem of using only one only and then reversing means it's far too risky. That's why I like to look for 3. Once again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have no confirmation during the 2-day time period, not a signal. See what other kind of charts I have on this thing. Here's another pretty one. This is a stock, HOTT. 1, 2, 3. Now in stocks, after I get 3, I can, and I break below that and I get to take the lower low. If I'm willing to take the risk, I can purchase an option at a small risk, and which in this case would be a put, and take that situation here rather than waiting for it to go all the way down here. However, I can wait for some kind of up move and then, which doesn't always happen. But it's real normal to get that reversal that's really swift. And these are daily bars. Okay, so here's your 1, here's your 2, here's your 3. This is an IBM chart back 2008. This doesn't happen a lot, but this was a very important low for a long period of time. So when you find these on daily charts or with stocks, you really want to do an extensive evaluation as to where you are in the bigger picture of things and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. This is EUR. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and whether you use this ML over here or you get, use some other ML, or we use the early ML or something like that, that's fine. No, actually, this is the early ML because, or whatever. The name of the main important thing here is that you get the 3 hits on the line of reverse. Once again, 1, 2, 3 hits on the line of reverse. Three hits on the line of reverse. 3 hits in reverse. And here we have 3 hits in reverse. Osama bin Laden Day. And this is 3 hits on the line of reverse. I remember this well. This was in August of 2010, and it wound up being the bottom for a very long time. So something to understand about these sandbar signals, they don't come across all the time. They're really kind of rare. They don't come across at every major pivot. but when they do come around, they're very good to pay attention to. They're very good to know, and you can use them in conjunction with the other, of course, signals. If you're in the Babson program, for example, you're looking at this being a J, so a major pivot, and it could be a major of a monthly, for example. You just have to take a look and see what you have, and you know, because some of these pivots are just enormous. Here, take a look in the S&P. Um, or here, let's look first in the. This was your. I mean, if you're looking at a monthly chart, jeepers, you had a sandbar here, sandbar here, sandbar here, sandbar here. So it went down for 3-4 months. Sandbar sell signal here yesterday. Jeepers. Okay, let's talk. Let's throw in a little something. Okay, so you have a signal, and okay, so what do you do? Well, a couple of things. One is take a look at the overall picture. So if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This, so this, I look at my stuff, it might be a J minus 1, and if this and this particular situation here at J minus 1, which is this one here, I draw the smaller MLs, and I see that I have a not pattern, which is very much favored at a J minus 1. So if this is a J minus 1, that would mean that it's going to go down to here. Now we know that the market is, which would simply mean new lows. Okay, and we know that the market, well, cooperative sometimes, it really isn't perfect. Okay, so if it doesn't go down to here, where else would I be looking? Well, I'd be looking at here. Why is that? Well, what you do is draw your lines, and what you'll find is you have a Newton coming in here. Okay, so if you're in the Sandbar program, you may or may not be in the Babson program, so I'm not going to draw the Newtons for you. So anyway, you have a Newton coming in here. The importance of this one here is this one is a target and reversal line, so that if prices bounce off this target here and start reversing, that's something you want to pay attention to and probably take advantage of. Whereas if they're coming down here to this target line, that's someplace where you probably want to make sure that you're not you're not short anymore, and that you're out of there. And if you want to go long, you want to look for something that occurs down in this area here somewhere. For all I know, it could be a sandbar, it could be something else, and that would give you entry here. Okay, so anywho, so much for that. Okay, so this is the sandbar material. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, it's very cookie cutter, and the benefit is that it's easy to see when you have a sandbar situation. And after you get accustomed to just drawing the lines, and I would suggest going through some historical data, playing with it and stuff, is when you get accustomed to it, there's a little voice in your head that say, yeah, sandbar. And then so what you do is you draw the lines to verify it. Okay, because what happened is your brain drew some lines and thinks there might be one. So you actually draw the lines and you verify and make sure that it's everything's according to plan, and you go from there. Okay. So this is the sandbar thing. This is it in a nutshell. If you have questions down the road, send them to me, email them to me, and we'll go from there. Okay. And so just see the video twice, maybe 3 times. This is not rocket science. Take the notes you need to. This is not rocket science. This is about as simple and straightforward as anything I've ever seen. And then if perchance you need to at some other point in time later on have a refresher, not a problem, let me know. I'll put the video on again so you can see it again. Okay, thanks. See you next time.